following is a presentation of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Student-led, student-centered, student-serving.
Plus, they would have to fight for the rebound, get it up the court, and get a shot off in 6 seconds. Bang!
Honestly, I think it's just like my faith. It carries me a lot in basketball and stuff, and so I think it's really just putting like my trust and my hope in that, and knowing that is kind of beyond my control, and so my mindset's just to go play, do my thing, and the rest will be taken care of.
In the corner, back down low to Gallegos, took a trip. Jima for three. Good on the three.
My mindset going into playoffs is that don't overlook anyone. Anything can happen in playoffs.
With it out though.
Gallegos finds Hansen. Hansen searching. Tipped it over the heads. Wittler, clean shot once again.
It feels really good. It's also really personal because we have a coach who had the best record 24 years ago. So it's kind of like a full circle moment, and it just feels really good to do it with the squad.
Wittler bringing it up the court for Frederick. Trying to get this team back on the board with some points. Rivera for three. It's good. Frederick moving the ball into the trap. Salisbury sends it far. Jima, three. It's good!
I'm very proud of us. I think we have worked so hard this season, and we've definitely earned this record that we have. So yeah, I'm super proud of us and super excited.
Gabby sees the open lane, takes it, sends it low to Howard. Shot up and good. Izzy Howard. Welcome into the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. I'm Ian MacHendre. Alongside me is Carly Evans as we bring you playoff basketball tonight. Girls hosting Denver North here. Carly, how we feeling?
I mean, honestly, this is going to be a good game. Regardless, I mean, the stats super duper close statistically. And Denver North, we'll see. They might put up a pretty good fight tonight.
I mean, like you said, stats are pretty similar. Teams look almost identical. Both teams, same record, pretty much same points per game leader. The teams are pretty much the same teams, except, you know, our team.
Scheduling too, of course, yeah.
Of course, yeah. I mean, you were talking to Zoe Wittler before the game, and you told me that, you know, the reason that, you know, this Northridge or
Denver North, you were close.
Close enough. Denver North team was, you know, they had the same record as Frederick, but why are they not the same? I mean, it's the scheduling, as you said, like, Denver North, they didn't play as many good teams. Frederick, you know, they had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of hard-fought games. And I mean, so they won't host a game, but, you know, they still have their chance here in the playoffs, especially first round, you know, to do something unexpected and, you know, come out with the victory tonight. But it's going to be an interesting game. As we can take a look at your keys for tonight's game.
Yes, the infamous keys. To start us off, the first key that I have tonight is be playoff ready. As you put it, Denver North has the same record, sitting at 17-6. But as you put it, the reason they're ranked quite a bit lower than your Frederick Golden Eagles is because of strength and scheduling, as you put it, not too long ago, of course. And then the second point that I have is Wittler finally might meet her match. And with this, Solana Diaz averaging 11.7 points per game, just 0.1 more points than the infamous Wittler herself. Zoe sitting at 11.6 points. Both two crazy statistics, and it'll really, I think, pay off, like based off of these previous games in this season. I mean, you think about that point average, that is a high average, especially in these girls games where they average, you know, maybe 40, 50 points per game. That's pretty much a fourth or fifth of your total points. And so Zoe will have to see what she'll do about this even match. And overall, the last point I have, just an even opponent overall. Like we mentioned, both sitting at 17-6. But the good thing for your Golden Eagles is this 17-6 might be a morale booster for them, as this is the best record they've had in 24 years. The last time it was this good was when Coach Jen was a senior. So if that puts it into perspective, and also some things around that morale booster, Coach Hansen won Coach League Coach of the Year, which is a huge achievement for him. Props to him. He really deserves it overall. And I would just have to say, we will have to see what these two teams have to offer. But Denver North, they want it, and they are hungry for this game.
Yeah, agreed with that. We'll send it down to the sideline with Justin Pankoff. Justin.
Thanks, Ian. I'm down here on the sideline watching both teams warm up. Frederick has gone to 4 straight playoff games tonight, and we are doing very good right now in the warm-ups. We're making our shots. We're doing everything right. Frederick's strategy for tonight is to be themselves. They're a team. They have to work together to do this, and they have to work together if they want to win another playoff game. Another strategy is to force them to go left. Denver North is not very good with the left, so they want them to go left so they can finish this game off strong. Thanks, Ian. Back to you.
Thank you, Justin, as we'll be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. As we're back here, just moments away from, the infamous player introductions and then the good old national anthem, and then it's game time.
Game time, and we are prepped and ready for you guys.
I mean, it's going to be an exciting one. We've been waiting for this all year. Big old playoff time. We talked about this last week. This team's hungry. They're ready to go. They just got Wittler back last week. She kind of had a little bit of struggles, but, she's ready to go. Playoffs is a perfect time for her to get back in the rhythm. Get back to getting where she gets, 11.7 per game or 6 per game, where, she could do something tonight and hopefully lead her team to a victory over Denver North.
Not even hopefully, guaranteed. Come on.
As
Positive.
we'll send it down to the sideline for the national anthem. As we are back up here, just moments away from player introductions. I believe, like you said earlier, Zoe Wittler's back in the starting lineup.
I think so, at least, based off of what I was seeing during warm-ups. I think she might be starting, maybe?
It looks like
she is. That'll
be a great spark for Frederick.
Oh,
Get a starter. She was out for a little while, but get her back in the rhythm and, let her play her game and, ultimately dominate, like you said. Guarantee this victory for Frederick.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself.
As we'll send it out of the sideline for the player introductions. And we're back up here, just moments away from tip-off, as both teams hyped up, ready to go. It's playoff basketball time, one of the most fun times of the year. This is where your season comes to. This is one of the biggest games, round one, get the feel of how the game's gonna roll and go from there. I mean, you win tonight, you advance the second round. You don't, you go home.
Yep, it's win or go home at this point. And the odds are highly in Frederick's favor. But like anybody, you never know.
There is an underdog story.
Yeah, there is, as those are some sick cornrows, I do have to say.
Would not disagree. Gym is kind of packed here.
It is.
It's a lot different from the environment that we had last week.
Yep.
As we get to the tip, Gabby Jima comes out. And we are off here in playoff basketball. Jima finds Gallegos. Gallegos finds Salisbury. Down low, Gardner. It's going to be
I mean, we
Denver
saw
North ball.
the early teamwork, though, as we mentioned last game with Salisbury and Gallegos. I mean, both of them, as we mentioned, they have this great chemistry whenever they play. And it's evident right there as it was just a simple cutback and able to find Salisbury.
You know, just can't get that pass down low to Gardner, which was the intent, which we saw a lot of against Thompson Valley. As, you know, Frederick's crowd might be tough, but Denver North's got a little crowd of their own. A lot of family here coming to see their kids play. You know, that's a great environment, especially for Denver North coming into this house, this rowdy house.
This is probably the rowdiest I've seen it in a while, too.
3-ball to start it off for Denver North, no good. Ortiz comes down with the rebound. Kicks it up top. That's Kendall on it. Covered by Salisbury. Dishes it back to Ortiz. Covered by Wittler with the hand on the ball. Makes her take an extra step. Another one up, no good. Gabby Jima chases the ball into the corner. And here comes Zoe Wittler bringing it out for Frederick.
Wittler, we'll see what she can make of this. As I said, she is the threat of the game.
Left hand drive right off the backboard. Zoe Wittler gets us going here early.
Zoe just does it herself, and we've seen that so many times from her where she'll just load it up deep. She'll take it herself, and there's nothing she can't do.
Crowd getting into it, and Gallegos with the steal coming out right-handed. Finds Salisbury. She's got Jima behind her, who does get the dish. Jima drives, little Euro floater, no good. Gallegos gets out of the pile. Good on the two. Riley Gallegos.
Their teamwork right now is on point, and that's something that we sort of saw last game, but it was just like the finish off wasn't quite there most of the time. But right now, they are driving and they are finishing.
Jima gets a hand on it. Stolen by Salisbury. Travel called. She was just trying to get out of there. Took an extra couple steps.
Yeah, it was sort of a trap. There wasn't really anywhere she could go.
Could not do much.
Yeah.
She's stuck in her own end, too. That's hard. Trying to find an outlet pass. Could not get it up the court. Movement around the floor. There's Diaz. You know, you noted her out. One of the best players on this Denver North team. You got to make sure she doesn't get it. She loses the dribble. It'll be Frederick basketball going the other way.
As Diaz, not the strongest start, but then again, first play for her to get her hand on that ball. But you could tell Frederick, their mentality right now is drive, drive, score, and they are really fulfilling this. Their steals are absolutely immaculate.
They came to play in their own house. Gallegos drives, finds Jima. Jima drives, down low, Gardner wide open, gets the foul on the shot. Kaylee Gardner's heading to the line.
Gardner, we saw her at the line quite a bit last game. She's great at drawing these fouls. I mean, it's almost, she's like an invisible threat. You don't see it coming until it's there, and she is great at snagging these fouls early on even to just throw off Denver North, and you could tell they're a little frazzled early on. Not the best communication. We've seen quite a few steals from Frederick here, and their communication is top tier.
Gardner missed the first one. You know, I think we're missing a little bit of the Frederick cheer squad tonight, as most of them are still coming back from nationals. But Denver North's cheers here, trying to distract Gardner. as she misses both. And here they come up the floor, Denver North. Kettle with the drive, layup no good. Wittler comes down with it. Taking it by herself, finds Gardner, wide open lane, gets the foul, and she's heading back to the line.
As we said last drive, same thing, no different, like nothing different. And it was just the exact same result. Denver North not really learning from their prior mistakes here early on. And that might pay off in the long run, as Frederick already leading by 4-0. And there's only, well, only is relative, but 5 minutes and 15 seconds left. A lot of time already shed from this clock.
Gardner misses the first one. Timeout called. As let's take a look at, the recap of this team from this season. The girls, they had a heck of a year. I mean, it was very impressive and much deserved home playoff game tonight. They finished the year 17-6. Denver North, same record, but they had a harder schedule. Frederick played much better. Even without Wittler for most of that, they still played consistent. They worked, they drove, they played really hard. They ended up with the 8th seed in the playoffs, taking on the 25 seed in Denver North. And they finished 3rd in the league, in their little league, which is pretty remarkable. And it's one of those amazing things that even without Zoe Wittler for half the year, they still found a way to make something happen and get to this playoff game where we are right now. This team is remarkable with their starters, without their starters, their depth on the bench. This team is just unbelievable. They're amazing. They're just another team as Gardner lines up her second.
It's just a true testament to their power. As you said, the lineup that they have on this bench, absolutely stacked roster.
Gardner misses. And a fight for it, but Salisbury came down with it. Gardner hit the floor as the inbound will come on the close side. Gallegos will try to survey the floor, find somebody open here. Finds Wittler.
Watch out.
Wittler goes back to Gallegos. Right back to Salisbury. Down corner. Wittler for 3. Off that time. Fight for the rebound. Gardner comes down with it, finds Gallegos. Gallegos trying to work around, trying to get open, trying to make a play. It's a teamwork right now for Frederick. They're playing pretty remarkable. Ortiz tips it out of bounds. But I mean, the remarkable teamwork. The team is playing like they know where everybody is on the floor without even having to look. This team's got that connection level. Wittler comes away with it. Finds Salisbury in the corner for 3. No good. And it's going to go the other way, as they say Jima was last to touch it. Salisbury with the wide open look. She just couldn't find it.
I mean, it was there, but it was almost like they weren't prepared to take the shot. It was sort of these hasty moments of, oh, crap, I'm being covered, got to take the shot. But it's one of those slow the game down. Something that Zoe always tells me is slow the game down. As a player herself, she knows firsthand that slowing this game down really helps with this communication and planning the feet, making sure you hit your shots.
Ball up top. That's Diaz covered by Jima. Out in the corner. Back up top, down low. Ortiz gets the first bucket on the board for Denver North.
Ortiz is sort of a slippery person to catch. I mean, 2 points right there, and you almost didn't even see that coming. It was right underneath the basket, sort of a control dribble, and
Jima winds up for the 3, could not get it to go, as it'll be Denver North ball going the other way. Like you said, though, Ortiz, lengthy body, she's slippery, she can get down in the paint, she can make things happen.
As I said, her cuts between players was not something to scoff at.
Crowd still in it. Wittler fighting hard to keep this ball in their zone. There's Ortiz with it once again. Working on the drive, throws that one
way
to the moon.
out.
Out of
that
bounds.
went into orbit right there. That was way beyond the court of play, I guess you could say. That was a little too eager.
Here comes Stanton and Pack. As we know from Peyton Pack, she's going to let it fly. She's open, she's taking the shot. Like you said, that was kind of out of the field of play there.
Yeah.
Andy showing off the athletic ability. Get
One-handed snag.
Looking like Odell Beckham out
Yeah,
there.
I was about to say, OBJ. Corner of the end zone.
Here's Wittler. Drives right, sees the lane. Through some contact, Zoe Wittler again.
Wittler, her night has just begun. There is more to come.
Wittler gonna get fouled on that reach attempt. Like I said, this is her chance, you know, show off her ability, get back to where she was right before the injury.
Which she struggled a little bit to hit her threes last game. But, I mean, as with any big injury where you're out for a few games, that happens. Looks like Diaz was looking for a
pass lane.
Foul, or something.
Something open. Out in the corner, there's Peyton Pack. Drives, finds Gallegos. Little pump fake shot. Good by Riley Gallegos.
Gallegos pulling a little bit of Ortiz footwork as that was beautiful. And just,
Ortiz 3, no good. As it's going to stay.
Looked like a little bit of hesitation from Ortiz whenever she took that shot. So not her cleanest shot as that airballed way over.
As Wittler checks out, here comes Lily Hansen. Like you said, Coach Hansen led this team here. You know, like you said, he won Coach of the Year.
Deserves it, too.
Remarkable coach. He's had one of the greatest seasons I've seen from a coach here at Frederick. I mean, this team respects him. They listen to him. The connection between coach and player is something that's remarkable, and that's what this team has. And it's a great thing for them.
They really have these bonds built, as you put it, as Pack.
Lost the ball.
Jinxed it.
As it went right through Hansen's hands, found Pack. Pack tried to take it down, got it pit-pocketed away from her. Corner 3, no good. Pack tips it, Gallegos comes down with it.
Looks like that was Bateman on the shot, little wobbly right.
Stanton drives. Travel called. You know, it's playoff basketball. The refs aren't going to let much slide. As Wittler checking right back in the game.
And as we put it, these refs, every single game, I mean, if you have consistent refs, cool. They have like a consistent way to play and how they call the game. But these refs look completely new cast of refs. I mean, probably for playoffs. But this might impact what Frederick and even Denver North can get away with.
Wittler with the steal. Jima hits the floor, but Wittler drive. Another one, no good. Blocked that time. Wittler staying there. Just a lot of contact down there low. But Wittler makes a smart play. She knows she's falling out of bounds. She's just going to throw it off at Denver North player. They keep the possession in Frederick's hands.
Which it's a smart look, as you put it. Zoe sort of analyzing already what she wants to do next play.
Wittler tries to pump fake and drive, but took a few too many steps there. As this team is, you know, it's a low-scoring game, but it's a physical game right now. I think Frederick's only scorers right now are Wittler and Gallegos. I think they have 4 apiece. And Gallegos not in the game, so someone's going to have to step it up. Another shot goes wide. Ortiz went for the rebound. Wittler!
As not sure why there was.
I think Wittler took too many.
Which, I mean.
She's kind of falling. She can't do much there.
Yeah.
Tried to dish it to Pack, but, you know, they're going to call her for the travel as Pack was just about ready to take it up and go. Inbound coming up. Up top, it's Diaz. Diaz worked on by Wittler. Jima picks her up off the screen. There's Kendall. Kendall looking. Takes the one dribble, finds. Dish down low, Stanton.
That was almost a direct bop straight to Stanton.
Here's Pack. Drives, Wittler, corner 3. No good. Hansen. It'll stay Frederick ball. That's, you know, Hansen's going to plead her case. That one was tight. Couldn't quite tell who that went off of.
Something that Zoe is so good at is keeping a blank poker face, and which is not an easy thing to do whenever you're missing threes like this, which is not, it's not atypical of her, but she keeps such a great poker face of, I'm not going to let this affect me, and I'm just going to keep playing to the best of my abilities.
She keeps her head up. Diaz with a nice move. Foul called. Shots coming up for Diaz. As Frederick High School Booster Club is always looking for parent volunteers to help carry on the long tradition of supporting the students of this community. The purpose of the Booster Club is to provide funding and manpower to the homecoming tailgate celebration after prom party, grants to students and clubs, as well as scholarships to graduating seniors. If you are interested in becoming involved, we would invite you to reach out through our website, FHSBooster.com. Click on Contact Us or attend the next meeting in the FHS Library if you're wanting to be more involved in the community and have a desire to do something that benefits the students of this community. We'd love to hear from you. The FHS Booster Club would like to give a special shout out to their partners who went above and beyond supporting Frederick High School last year. As we'll get them to those. Diaz got the first, cannot get the second.
Diaz got robbed on that second shot as
in and out.
Yep, probably should have gone in, but.
Little Frederick bounce off the rim. Hold called. As Jima was just about ready to take it and drive.
I feel like the refs, I mean, last game they let them play a little bit more, but these refs are kind of suppressing their gameplay. There's some calls that like, hey, it's against Denver North, we'll take it. But I feel like some of these calls are a little unnecessary. Let them play, let them get a little rough before you call some of these big fouls.
I mean, it's only early in the game, so these calls might come in crucial later. Stanton cuts to the basket, wide open for two. Josie Stanton makes it a 10-3 game.
Stanton didn't have to look for a foul that time. It just, woo!
Easy bucket for Stanton as she cut right underneath the basket, wide open.
Zoe.
Pass right to Zoe.
Practically gifted it to her.
Wittler, bounce pass, Stanton. Trying to move it around, she bounces it right back.
That was really good defense on Denver North. They sort of boxed her in, didn't let her go anywhere.
Jima was not quite expecting it. Diaz. Shot no good.
A little far left.
Pack with the rebound. 5 seconds to go. Wittler wide open underneath. Layup good by Zoe Wittler right before the buzzer.
Nothing she can't do. Buzzer beater practically on that one. And Zoe will end off that first quarter with points of her own. 12-3.
Frederick lead. As I'll get to the sponsor from last year. Linex, Les Schwab Tire, Linex of Boulder, Remax Momentum, Erica Hageman, Riptide Car and Pet Wash, Napa Interstate Auto Parts, Stapp Interstate Toyota, My Guy, HVAC, Pepper Fireside Grill, and American Family Insurance, Rick Hino's Agency. Again, please visit our website, FHSBooster.com, and click on Contact Us if you'd like to get involved. We welcome any supporters, not just parents. The FHS Booster Club, proud partner of GEBN. As Frederick come out to a big 9-point lead to start the game off on their home turf. As the crowd is here, the team is ready. The crowd in it, the team in it, everybody in it.
As I want a t-shirt. Come on, throw it up here.
I think that's Chick-fil-A.
Oh, he does?
Gordon is throwing out the Chick-fil-A.
Which we got robbed of earlier, actually.
We did not get the Chick-fil-A.
No, we did not, which
but
was a shame. We showed up probably the earliest, but hey.
Hey, it is what it is. But it was promised to the fans who showed up here first.
That's true.
Holding into their promise. As we got a full another 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Frederick up 9. As Northridge trying to find their rhythm here late. Here to start the second quarter.
Yeah, their first quarter was sort of shaky. Diaz had plenty of opportunities for some of these just long threes, but there was nothing that she could really hit. I think she only hit 1 point total.
She had a free throw, yeah.
Yeah, she had a free throw, and that was about it. It was already sloppy.
As there's Morales with the drive. Jima says, no thank you. Ball goes out of bounds. Inbound coming up.
Jima denied that.
She said, no, sir. No, ma'am.
No, sir.
No, ma'am.
You were close.
3 ball. No good. Gardner with the rebound. Wittler.
Oh, no.
Open back door. Working Diaz. Another free 2 for Zoe Wittler.
Wittler cannot be denied. You find her open, she will drive. As Zoe
says, I'll take that right back. Thank you very much. As here comes Zoe.
She tiptoed along that borderline and just snatched it right from, I believe that was Diaz.
That was Diaz. Salisbury, no good. Gardner trying to get the rebound. Jump ball. It'll stay Frederick possession.
As we put it, it's sort of a show of champions as they both average about the same points per game. And
as the inbound coming up, it's Gabby Jima.
Wittler, though, I think has been outplaying Diaz. Like, just even like her movement is just so shifty. Diaz just seems shaky.
I mean, you're coming into Frederick with this rowdy crowd. I would be shaky too.
Yeah, they're not going easy on him.
Wide open backdoor. Another one for Frederick.
16-3 as this lengthy drive of Frederick, multiple back-to-back, has left Denver North stunned.
They're on a run right now. Wittler gets a hand on it. Jima, another one for Wittler. And she is back. Timeout called by Denver North.
She is hyped. The whole bench can't help but just, I mean, if you're Frederick, you are so proud of her. It took her, I was actually, speaking of which, I had a great conversation with Wittler last week after last week's game, and just talking to her and that mentality of how an injury really drags you down, and it really sort of leaves you in like this suppressive state of, am I ever going to play again? And it took Miss Zoe Wittler a week to fully recover. They told her it would take 3, and she's back. She's in playoffs, and I believe she already has 8 or 10, somewhere around there, 8 to 10 points already on this board. And she is out playing, I think, the whole Denver North team.
She's back. She's ready to go.
She is.
Like I said, Thompson Valley game, that was kind of her fluke game. Get a chance to,
get back into the swing of things.
Get back to the
warm
rhythm.
up. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. She wasn't a starter. She was just trying to, warm up, get back in the rhythm. And now's her shot to, go out and ball out like she has been tonight. I think she might honestly have 12.
Does she have 12? I think she
might have 12. She has been the leading scorer for this team right now. Frederick outscoring them by 6 right now. As it's just, I think Denver North's just a little starstruck right now.
They are definitely awestruck. That is for sure.
They were not expecting Frederick to come out like this. Frederick knew this is how they had to start the game. They haven't been a very good first half team this season. Since Zoe Wittler's return, they have started to become better. Double dribble that time, as they said Gardner picked it up. I mean, she put 2 hands on the ball, so that's going to count as a pickup, but couldn't quite tell if that hand did touch the ball.
I mean, it's hard to tell from here, but.
As Hansen trying to figure out what the call quite was. He couldn't quite see it.
Neither could we, so.
Inbound coming up for Denver North. Great defense by Frederick. At the top of the arc, that's Morales. Wittler with another steal. Lost it, but Jima right there. Stays Frederick ball, a little reach-in foul called. As we see here's some Zoe fans here. I mean, she's kind of a people's person right now.
Oh, she is.
She's a fan favorite for sure.
Sort of the comeback story of this team. They haven't had anything, well, I mean, besides having a great record and, winning coach of the league and all that, they haven't really had a comeback story. Zoe, I would say she probably takes the cake for that. Yeah.
Jima, wide open lane, takes the drive and the contact. Give her the basket. 17-point lead, Frederick.
23. This is probably the biggest lead I've ever seen Frederick have. And I mean, playoffs. One of them. But this is a nasty lead in a playoff game.
Layup, no good. It feels like Denver North right now is just trying to forcing shots and not quite looking for the lane. Salisbury gets the contact. I believe she's going to the line. As Wittler's going to go take a talk with Coach Hansen as
figuring out maybe some logistics of what they're doing.
Trying to find a quick play or something. Try to draw something up. And I think that's exactly what they just did. Zoe in the corner waiting. if you're Denver North, you got to find a way to slow down Zoe Wittler. Jima open under the basket. Yes, please.
Make that Gabby and Zoe right now.
Gabby.
Both of them are on fire.
Misses automatic, as we call her, from that spot.
Yes.
Not going to miss much. Here they come down the floor. Thompson Valley. Rogers kicks it out. I believe that's Guerrero who finds Diaz. Diaz. A little bit of contact on the ball. Inbound coming up down low.
As I said, this is a big game for some of these Denver North players. Diaz, possibly the last game ever. I mean, senior year. This is not an easy game, especially already trailing by 19 points. And this second quarter winding down, and they haven't been able to get anything started, as you said, forcing shots.
Diaz 3.
She makes up for it. I jinxed it. I just need to be quiet whenever I say something like that.
Diaz finally gets herself back on the stat sheet. First points of the night in this second quarter. Wittler drives, halts herself, tried to find Jima. As Gallegos was trying to get it, went off a foot. Jima reached in there, got the call on that one. Like you said, a lot of calls are being played. The game's going to be called how it's going to be called, especially in a playoff game with much implications on the line. Both teams are going to get the equal amount of calls, and it's ultimately going to be a game that you might know come down to these free throws. But right now, it's not shaping up to be like that. Still a lot of game left. Salisbury kept it in, but threw it right back. And there's Denver North outscoring their first quarter points. They've got 5 in this quarter now.
Denver North picking up a little bit of momentum.
Salisbury kind of misdirected that pass, trying to hit Zoe, but couldn't find it. Jima drives, no good. Gardner comes down with it. With the contact, Kaylee Gardner, yes, on the 2.
I believe that is one of Gardner's first points of the night.
Diaz, another 3. Yes, that time. She's cashing it in.
Diaz, she is deadly. She doesn't even have to be relatively close. It's almost like she just plants the feet, and no matter where she is on the court, she'll take the shot.
Wittler trying to get it right back. No good on the 3. 0 for 3 to start from deep.
I think 0 for 4.
One of those 2 numbers for sure. She's not had a great start from deep, but everywhere else she's playing
She's made up for it otherwise, yeah.
She's playing stupendously well.
Stupendously.
Got to dig into my grammar words there. Inbound coming up for Denver North. Frederick up 13. Quite a few substitutions for Frederick. Jima checks out, Wittler checks out, Salisbury checks out. Stanton Pack, I want to say Rivera checking back in the game. Emma Rivera trying to start getting back from her slump that she has been in, at least on home court. Diaz again. Timeout called Frederick.
Smart. They realize now that they're picking up momentum and they have to stop Denver North.
As we'll be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
Do you want a reliable realtor who you can trust with your money and owning or renting a home? Then you can turn to Zadel Realty, and specifically Greg Zadel. Greg is a local realtor who helps people buy and sell both homes and investment properties. He has an extended knowledge of the market and is extremely involved in the community. Along with being a local realtor right here in Frederick, Greg Zadel is extremely experienced in his profession. Not only is he a broker, but also the owner of Zadel Realty, located in the Carbon Valley area since 1980, just over 42 years as of now. Make sure to watch for the Zadel Real Estate article in the Consumer Report. You don't want to miss it. You won't regret it when you rely on Zadel Realty.
As we are back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Here comes Gallegos starting us back up after the timeout for Frederick. Just trying to set things straight. You know, they're letting him come back a little bit now. Gardner was wide open under the basket. Ortiz made Gallegos have to go work for that pass. Gallegos will have the inbound. This ref goes to score table trying to get it sorted out over there.
And the refs will congregate.
Gallegos has much confusion
Much confusion.
She does not really know what is going on right now.
I think she's just as confused as us.
Yeah, for sure. Stanton finds Rivera. Emma driving, finds Gallegos. Finds Stanton. Corner three. No good. That one, I think, goes off Rivera. That'll be Denver North ball.
It was one of those where she had an opportunity, but it's, I don't know, they're struggling a little bit. As you said, Wittler hasn't been on her A game for deep shots. Otherwise, perfect.
I mean, threes and free throws are the main things that we've had to see them work on consistently through the year.
Which they have gotten better, I think, from the start of the year. But
tonight, not a single free throw hit, not a three-pointer hit yet for Frederick. So they just got to get back in their bag, stay consistent. Gallegos got a hand on it. That's going to be a kick. It'll be Frederick ball. Jima checking right back in the game. Gardner will get her well-deserved rest. As Frederick right now. Up by a good, decent margin, but can they sustain the lead is the question.
I know.
Jima. Pretty much 10 unanswered points right now for Denver North. And really, since Wittler's been in the game, the scoring has slowed down. Rivera, layup no good. A little antsy on the shot. Stanton, takes a hard tumble. Jump ball, though.
They help her up. She's a little slow to get up. Looks like she banged her elbow on the court, but Josie is A-okay.
She'll shake it off.
Yeah, of course.
Rivera, like I said, she's kind of in her slump right now. She misses that layup. They just need to calm it down. Frederick's trying to force the shots like Denver North was.
Yeah, as I said earlier, slow the game. That's really the key to winning this game. We saw that they,
There's Diaz again.
We saw that they were doing a great job early on in the first quarter of slowing the game, making it at their pace, not Denver North's pace.
Now it's in Denver North's pace, and Diaz is just pretty much the only scorer right now for Denver North.
Diaz is tearing into them.
That pass meant for Pack. Found Stanton. Pack for three. No good again. Jima fighting. No call.
No call.
Shot.
All right.
It might have been ball. As I see Wittler running right off the bench.
Yeah.
Coach trying to get her back in the game, trying to get the rhythm going back for Frederick. As they've cut this lead down to 9. It was once 20-some. Another one.
All right. She is on fire.
Diaz.
24-18. She has made up for whatever lead Frederick thought they had.
She's back. She's ready to roll, and that's why she's their leading scorer. Frederick just got to calm it down. Gallegos trying to get it right back. No good again. That's I think 4 or 5 consecutive 3 balls that Frederick keeps trying to shoot. They just need to calm it down, go back to the basics of getting that ball under the rim, making these easy layups. Wittler checks back in the game. They need to just calm it down and just roll with what Denver North is going with.
Exactly. Right now, they are letting Denver North have this. They're letting and
gotta go out of bounds on Frederick.
Yeah. But as I was going to say before the ball rolling out rudely interrupted me, I was gonna say right now Denver North has control of the game, and Frederick is allowing this to happen. And if they want to prevent this, they have to realize that Diaz, no matter where she is, she's hitting these threes. She's gaining, that was very strange, but she's gaining momentum. And they're allowing this momentum to build by giving her the space on the court.
Like you said, I was just about to say, the momentum has shifted here in this building. As 46 seconds to go, right before halftime. The game is down to limited. Out of bounds as that'll go out on Pack. As Pack a little frustrated with Hansen, trying to tell her, you need to be here so I can get that ball, dish it off to you. As right now,
there's 38 seconds left in this first half.
Denver North is in the game. They have stormed all the way back. 15 points in this quarter, fighting to get the game back. Wittler covering Diaz. Ball up top, Pack covers. Out of bounds, as that's gonna be Frederick ball. About 20 seconds-ish left to go.
Zoe saw that from a mile away, too. She realizes, I think some of them are starting to sort of formulate a plan. 20 seconds left. What do you want to accomplish? Do you want to sway the momentum? Do you want to shift it back over to you? And I think that's what they're going to go for, is at least putting this pressure on Denver North, make them realize we're not done yet. We will hit a 3. We will hit points.
Hansen tries the 3. No good. Jima. Again, Frederick forcing that 3 ball. They need to take their time here, take the shots wisely. As right now, I'm honestly not liking the style of play Frederick is playing right now. They're trying to jack up 3 balls and trying to get back in this game the same way that Denver North was. Gallegos, hard-fought defense, but it just unluckily hits her hand as it rolls out of bounds.
I mean, it was good. It was a good look overall. She saw it. She anticipated it. I mean, and she jumped the route of the ball, which great effort by Gallegos, but just not enough.
Having that DB-esque play right there. Wittler gets a hand on it, going off some players. Wittler hustling, getting the jump ball with a second to go. A chance for a shot.
Zoe.
As Gallegos to inbound. There is a second to go. Ideally, you get this ball to Zoe Wittler or one of your playmakers to try to get one last shot up.
You have a second.
Inbound, Jima. Oh, it's stolen away.
Holy.
And she runs out of time.
Not sure what she was doing there. There was a scoring opportunity. She fumbled it. Not a great end to Denver North's reign of terror on the second quarter, but oof.
I mean, they're playing pretty remarkable to get back in this game.
Yeah.
It is a hard-fought game. With a legacy of over 36 years, JHL Construction is a fully interrogated Colorado-based, Colorado-focused construction firm. From infrastructure to vertical buildings, our success is built on a long-lasting relationship with our clients, design teams, subcontractors, and our Colorado community. To us, building Colorado's future means to be more than improving the built environment. As I'll cut it short real quick. I'm gonna set it out of the court with Justin.
Hi, Landon.
All right, Coach, great first half. What are your thoughts on the first half?
I think we played a good first quarter. Second quarter, our defense was lacking a little bit. We'll be fine in the third, though.
How do you prevent the comeback to increasing even more?
Keep the energy up on defense. We got a little lackadaisical and kind of let them back in it.
All right, thank you, Coach. Back to you, Ian.
Thank you, Justin. To us, building Colorado's future means more than improving the built environment. It's our genuine commitment to give back to our communities, to do the right thing always, and collaborate on and build impactful projects like building top-tier educational facilities for the next generations. That's why we're proud supporter partners of Frederick High School, home of the Golden Eagles. As this presentation of halftime here on Frederick High School basketball is brought to you by Greg Zadel at Zadel Realty for Zadel Realty Halftime Show. If you are looking to buy or sell a home, Greg Zadel at Zadel Realty is your community center go-to person. Greg Zadel is a local realtor and a broker who's been selling homes in the Carbon Valley area since 1980. He's an active supporter of our community, FHS, and a proud partner of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. If you need a realtor with a deep knowledge of the Martin, Greg Zadel is a great choice. Watch his monthly real estate article in the Consumer Report or email him at greg@zadelrealty.com. Greg Zadel at Zadel Realty is your community-centered realtor. Speaking of Greg Zadel, we had him here. He played with, someone who's been balling out tonight, Zoe Wittler, in a game of, they called it house, as we'll take a look at that right now.
What's up, Eagle Nation? Carly Evans here, alongside Zoe Wittler and Greg Zadel for the Zadel Realty Halftime Show. Today, we're going to be playing a game of house, similar to a game of horse. The rules are the same, but the only difference is if you answer the question correctly, then it equals a shot made. First one with all letters of the house loses the game.
I'll take a question instead of shooting this.
Okay, the first question is, what is the term for a loan used to buy real estate where the property itself serves as a collateral?
That's a mortgage. I better take another question.
Ooh, okay. Second question is, in real estate, what does the acronym MLS stand for?
Multiple listing service. Take a question instead of shooting this.
Okay. What is the process called when a property owner allows someone else to use their property for a specified period, often in exchange for rent?
Or leasing the property.
Give me a question.
Ooh, okay. What is the difference between a real estate agent and a real estate broker?
So technically in Colorado, everybody's a broker, but most people are considered agents if they're working under a broker. I better take a question.
Okay. In what type of housing do residents own their individual units but share common areas and facilities?
A condominium or else common interest community. I'm gonna have to answer a lot of questions. Okay, give me another question.
All right. What is the term for the increase in the value of a property over time?
Appreciation. Okay, another question.
Okay. What do we call a document that outlines the rights and responsibilities of a tenant and a landlord?
A lease. Better take a question.
Okay. What is the purpose of a home appraisal?
To set the value of the property to determine what the lender will loan on it. Okay, I'll take a question from here.
All right. What is the legal document that transfers ownership of real estate from one party to another?
The deed. That make it tougher and tougher. Give me another question.
All right. What is the difference between a fixed rate mortgage and an adjustable rate mortgage?
So a fixed rate mortgage, the interest doesn't change. An adjustable rate, it changes usually on an annual basis. So I choose to make you take a question and I shoot the basket. Question.
Okay. What is the role of a homeowners association in a residential community?
They take care of the common interest community and enforce the covenants and rules. Pressure. Take those. They're going to be the first one to get a house. Pressure's going to be on you. I'm going to take a question.
Ooh, okay. What is the term for the initial payment by a buyer when oh Lord. Okay. When investing into a mortgage agreement?
Down payment.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Greg Zadel Halftime Show. Greg, Zoe, great game. Greg came out on top. Zoe,
It's
you
because
were
I answered
close.
all the real estate questions. She
Hey,
knows how
he
to
was
play
being smart.
basketball.
He was being
Back to you.
Hi, I'm Brian Stapp, dealer principal of Stapp Interstate Toyota. Wanted to thank you very much for visiting our website and supporting our dealership. A little bit about us. My father and grandfather opened up our dealership in 1974 in Longmont, Colorado, right there on Main Street. And now we're located on I-25 in Frederick, Colorado. We moved out here in 2007 and opened up the first Image 2 dealership in the state of Colorado, something we're very proud of. And more than anything, it kind of was a nice little place mark in our dealership's history over the last 46 years about taking the next step and embracing what Colorado is becoming, quite frankly. We're very proud of our history. A couple things that we'd like to point out that I think is very unique in the industry is that we only have one person who will help you if you come in to buy a car. And it's not because we don't have multiple people say hello, they all will. But we think that the relationship is far more important than anything else. Transactions don't allow businesses to stay in business as long as we have, but relationships truly do. So from the second you walk in, one individual would greet you. They would show you all the vehicles we have to offer. They'd present your numbers to you, help you find creative solutions to get the car that you want at a price you're comfortable with. They'd also talk about extra options such as extended service contracts or prepaid maintenance and things that you'd like to put in your monthly payment that would make it a little bit easier so you're not surprised throughout the ownership process. They'd go over all your accessories, all of your vehicle presentation, and they'd be the same person who would shake your hand as you go out the door. So again, that relationship is incredibly important to us. So when you're in, make sure and ask for myself. I'd love to say hello. My brother Clint, my dad Art, my mom Debbie pops around from time to time as well too. So it really is a family business. We'd love to have you become part of our family. Thank you.
Andy Fairbanks, School Resource Officer here at Frederick High.
I'm Mrs. Ago, your new assistant principal.
And you're watching the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
Go Eagles!
Go Eagles!
Woo!
And we are back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. I'm Ian MacHendre. Alongside me is Carly Evans as we just about now getting ready to start the second half of play here. Frederick up by 6 as they were up by quite a few until, Diaz started going on a run. Denver North starts going on a run, and right now the game is a lot closer than it needs to be. Diaz with the ball to start us off. Wittler gets a hand on it, throwing it behind her back. She's got Gallegos, beautiful bounce pass, and the layup is good from Gallegos.
Gallegos starting off strong right off the bat and showing that this break didn't faze them at all.
Taken away by Jima. Wittler lost it, regains it.
Okay.
No foul called. Ortiz. Layup is no good. Wittler fighting underneath the basket. That one's going to fall for Denver North.
Kind of surprised about the no call as her face was sort of ripped to the side, but
like you said, she's got that poker face. She's unfazed.
Yeah, exactly.
Tried to just get back down, and Wittler doesn't see the cutting defender as this should be an easy layup. Salisbury with the hustle. Another one. That'll be out of bounds. It'll be Frederick ball again.
As honestly, that was probably the best hustle I've seen from Denver North in a while. I haven't seen that kind of pep in their steps since like the first quarter, as they're really starting to, put in the extra effort, go the extra mile is what I'm picking up on, and they're gonna try and come out just as strong, if not more, than Frederick to try and catch up to them.
Gallegos goes left hand. She's nasty with it. Wittler driving, finds Gardner. Unbelievable pass from Wittler. Gets her own rebound. No foul on the shot. As an inbound coming up. As Wittler kind of just chucked it up backwards, trying to get the call. Ref unfazed. As Wittler just looking around, trying to set something up before this ball is inbounded. Wittler finds Salisbury wide open. Drives, high key jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Denver North as here they come, coming out their own end. Diaz somehow found a way to keep that ball. Gardner, remarkable rebound, jump ball. It's going to be Frederick ball. It's both teams right now coming out of this halftime break, playing very aggressive, trying to, you know, get the points for their team to try to ultimately, if you're Denver North, get back in this game, or if you're Frederick, make the lead so high that they can't get back in the game. Here's Salisbury. Guy goes, try to find Jima. Jima comes back with it.
Jima somehow able to keep possession. Gardner, though, it was just a little too far. And I think that's part of the whole idea of slowing the game down. This is a common trend. And like I said, I will continue to say it. But if you slow it down, that is how you win the game. And we noticed that as the progression got faster, it became sloppier. Sort of like you on the live reads.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty similar.
Exactly. Just an easy comparison.
Here's Diaz. Wittler gets screened hard. 3-ball from Diaz, no good. There goes Wittler, covered by Diaz. The hustle by both teams is strong. Wittler drives, contact, and one! Zoe Wittler.
Zoe, unshakable at this point. There is nothing that this girl can't accomplish. And I hope to see some more threes from Wittler.
I mean, she's just trying to find her game, and right now her game is drive to the rack and make the points count. And she's doing a remarkable job at that. As you know, Diaz getting some coaching from the coaches over there. Wittler nails the free throw, makes it that 3-point play, which could come in clutch here for Frederick. Because since they can't drain the threes, they got to get 3 points however they can. Diaz pulls it, no good. Rebound, put back, no good. Jima got knocked down. She's going to get the push. Frederick ball.
Denver North is not happy about that.
I mean, that was pretty clear. I mean,
it was a convincing shove, if not actually a shove. So I can totally see where the refs were coming from. And
if that wasn't a shove, might as well give it the Oscar.
I know, she made pretty aggressive contact with the ground.
But a good play by Jima to, you know, if it wasn't a full push, good job selling the push, getting the foul, giving Frederick the ball right back. Here's Wittler. Shifty moves down, finds Salisbury. Down low, Gardner got the ball tipped. Gardner puts up, good on the 2.
I mean, honestly, that was probably one of the cleanest behind-the-back passes that I've ever seen Wittler do. It was one of those where you almost didn't see it coming. It was invisible pretty much. And she's really good at having those tendencies of these invisible plays where you don't know, you can't anticipate her next move.
Jump ball coming up. It'll stay Denver North ball. I mean, I think if I'm the ref there, I'm letting them play out just an extra second. Because, I mean, Salisbury did come away with the ball. But right as she did, the whistle was blown. Diaz got it poked away. Ortiz jacks up the shot. Good on the 2. Here's Gallegos. Bringing it up for Frederick. Goes left-handed. Underneath pass. Gardner fights. And with the putback, Kaylee Gardner. Here comes Denver North right back down the rim. Out to the corner, 3 for Denver North. Yes! Frederick might not be able to date the threes, but Denver North sure is. Wittler, contact, shot no good. They do call the foul. As Wittler will head to the line. Denver North does not like that call. Les Schwab Tire Center provides a free peace of mind tire protection, lifetime tire, and mileage care. For the life of your tires is our best tire value promise, and it comes with every car and pickup tire we sell. Les Schwab also cares about our community. That's why they are proud sponsors of Frederick High School and the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. So Wittler will take 2. Wittler, yes on the first one. She's cashing in on these extra points that they're giving her. Frederick's lead back up to 9. Wittler. Crowd for Denver North getting into it, trying to get in her head a little bit. unfazed. Zoe Wittler drains it. Here comes Ortiz. Drives. Lost the ball. Gardner comes away with it. Gives it right to Wittler. Zoe drives, finds Salisbury. Lost the ball, trying to get it back to Wittler. But she gets it right back. Wittler in again, the miscommunication by Frederick Diaz. Takes the shot. She did have a wide open man in the corner, did not get it to her. Salisbury wide open lane. Easy two for Avery Salisbury.
Diaz sort of came up short there, and it really paid off in Frederick possession as they drove down.
Timeout called. As coach getting a talking to. A lot of confusion on the court. Denver North letting the refs hear it. I believe they gave him a coach's warning. Ortiz on the inbound. Finds Diaz. Diaz getting the help she needs.
As this crowd is chanting defense, defense. And they're showing up for the most part, except leaving those main threats open in those corners.
Here's Gallegos. Finds Jima. Gabby back to Gallegos. A lot of contact in the lane as it'll go off of Denver North. Inbound coming up for Gabby Jima. She finds Salisbury. Down low, wide open Jima. That one just up and out. Some contact. There's more confusion on the floor. As Pack subs in. Gardner comes off, Pack comes on. A lot of confusion right now on the floor. A lot of interesting calls being called.
Very interesting.
Whistles being blown all over the place.
As I said, they're not really letting them play, honestly.
They're controlling the game right now, which might honestly be a good thing for Frederick because it's slowing Denver North's momentum down coming out of that second half. Frederick's got the lead back to 10. He's needing to control it as some conversation going on at the table.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion. I think
might be a clock issue.
Maybe.
As they're going to take a minute to resolve this issue.
Which is smart. You want the correct time and everything.
As would you like to meet an Olympian, connect with a D1 athlete, or talk to a Twitch streamer? Rocky Students is a part of Rocky.Church. And they're connecting with students to their purpose. They believe that students are the future, and their goal is to help you be empowered, encouraged, and supported. There are many ways to connect with Rocky students. You can start by watching their monthly podcast on YouTube, where you hear from a multitude of guests on multitude of topics. Show up on Wednesday nights to hang out with friends and meet with some incredible guest speakers, or even join their gaming community on Discord. Follow them on Instagram at Rocky_students_Frederick to learn more. As I think they've got the issue resolved. Not quite sure what the issue was. The clock stayed the same. It's not quite sure what just happened.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently not a clock issue, but score, clock, everything stays the same. 37-27.
Inbound for Denver North. Here goes Diaz. Meet Diaz. She's pretty quick. Halts her drive, takes the shot. No good. Rebounded. Wittler just strips it away, and a couple fouls called that time.
Yeah, as we were talking about, it's that whole idea of letting them play. And they're really not letting them, as this game progresses, they're really not letting them play.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those more physical games, though, where there's going to be fouls all over the place because, you know, Denver North, their playoff hopes, they're really the rest of their season is on the line. When you're down by 10 with 2:54 to go, there's not really much you can do except for fight. And that's what we saw from them in the second quarter. They just need to keep it rolling, keep it going, trying to find their rhythm. There's more confusion at the table.
Yeah, I really don't know what they're confused on. I don't know if they're confused foul-wise.
I think they're trying to get the fouls sorted out. That foul is going to be on Morales. Gets her first, and here comes Gallegos. Is they going to do it again? As more, I'm not quite sure what's going on, but
I could tell, like, Gallegos is just as confused, and so are the players. That was a really long pause in this game.
I mean, I think it was clock there. I don't think they started the clock when she started going. Salisbury's shot no good. Jima finds Gallegos, kicks it back to Wittler. Wittler finds Salisbury. The nerves are kicking in for Frederick right now as they're kind of getting sloppier as the night has progressed here in the third quarter. Diaz got it stripped away by Gallegos. As Gallegos might get called for it, it's going to be a timeout for Denver North. Are you ready to shape your community's destiny? Get involved with the local government by serving on the Town of Frederick Youth Commission. If you are in grades 8 through 12 and live in the Carbon Valley, you can join the team and make a difference. Get ready to advise town leaders, lead programs, collaborate on events, and be the voice of your generation. Apply at frederickco.gov/FYC. As I think it might be some clock issues.
I think so, because they're back over where Gino is.
Back having the conversations. If it is clock issues, not quite sure what the clock issues might be.
Yeah, I was about to say, because the clock is running fine during break.
It's going fine, but
who knows, honestly, right now.
You know, technology sometimes is going to be like that. It's going to be, you know, you got to fiddle with it just a little bit sometimes and just have to ultimately fix it. As crowd getting back into it. Diaz will inbound. Looking for her options. Both teams looking a little tired.
Yeah, you can tell. I think the fatigue element is starting to set in, and it's only the third quarter, which it sounds late in the game, but you have a whole nother quarter to play.
I think it's just the the physicality of playoffs and
also these weird pauses too, like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a momentum killer.
3 ball for North.
Oh my gosh! That was nothing but air. Like there was no net involved. That was just.
It did hit the back of the rim just a little bit, but that's like one of those shots. I got that messed up earlier in the season. I thought somebody did that and missed the shot completely. She actually made it.
Which it's one of those where almost you can't tell.
Salisbury, 3 ball. No good once again.
They've been off their back. I mean, they've been off their threes, but their layups make up for it. And they've been putting in the effort to drive down right below the basket in order to compensate for these missed threes.
Ortiz airballs the 3.
Rough airball.
Here's Gallegos finding Wittler. Wittler's going to slow it down with about 1:20. Salisbury, no defense in the lane, which kind of fiddled with her shot there.
Ooh.
As a rough tumble there. There didn't look to be much contact. She might have slipped on the ball just a little bit, but Frederick going into their bench depth a little bit. Haven't done much of that tonight. It's been the same 7-8 players. But Wittler will come off. We're going to reserve her for the crucial fourth quarter coming up, as this game is down to a 9-point game. Back to where it was right to start the quarter off. Diaz. Foul called. Ball will be down low. Beyond Salisbury.
Salisbury does.
She's kind of.
I'm noticing everyone is puzzled. Like, there's not anyone that's like, yeah, that was the right call. There's a lot of puzzlement.
Salisbury gets right back at it, blocks the shot. Ball goes out of bounds. The razzle-dazzle action is not going to happen.
No, it is not.
Stanton bringing it up for Frederick with about a minute to go in this third. Still a whole nother quarter of basketball to play. Gallego slips. That's one of those where she can't do much.
No, that's for sure. Especially, I mean, this game closing in on a relatively close game within 10 points, which, 39-30, still a 9-point lead. But we've seen, some of these shots from Diaz, absolutely insane.
I mean, she knows it's her time.
She's playing like the court is her home court, which not an easy thing to do in away territory.
Especially with this crowd that is piled in for Frederick, trying to defend their court. Diaz.
Looks like we see some new names. Looks like Rickman in. Hayden Rickman.
Ball will roll out of bounds with 31 to go. There is Gallegos down on the sideline. Finds Stanton. As Hansen, Coach Hansen getting into it. Trying to tell his team that it's a close game right now. We need to not make errors. As that's going to be a jump ball.
I think that'll be Diaz who secured the ball.
Should be Frederick ball, though. As it will be. Rivera checks back in, trying to keep those starter legs healthier. Trying to reserve their fatigue.
Yep, their energy.
For this fourth quarter.
Something that they're really going to need if they want to get the upper hand, I think, against Denver North.
Great cut by Stanton. And one coming up. Josie Stanton. That was just a remarkable play. Stanton and Jima on the same page. That was remarkable. As Stanton will go to the line. Trying to get to capitalize on the three-point play. Trying to make this lead up to 12. No good. Catches her own rebound. And she can't get the shot up, but she gets
can't
her
get
own
a shot
rebound
in.
again. Rickman, 6 seconds. Rivera, 4 seconds. Rickman, pump fake, drives at the horn. No good.
Oh, so close. You saw Wittler on the sideline, pumped.
Oh, yeah. As in a minute or so, we send it out on the court. Game's getting closer as we will send it down to the sideline with Justin Pankow. Justin.
Thanks, Ian. We're down here on the sideline watching this game. We're going into the fourth quarter, and Frederick has a lead. Frederick started off the game really hot in the first quarter. They kept scoring points, and it was like a 17-point lead. In the second quarter, Denver North started to storm back. Whatever they did in the locker room pushed them back because Frederick is now back up to another 9-point lead. We're in this game now. Frederick has to close this out, and then we move on to the next round. All right, back to you, Ian.
Thank you, Justin. Fourth quarter action coming up in about 5-ish seconds left. Fourth quarter, aka pretty much the biggest quarter of the season for both teams. Denver North trying to keep their season alive, down 11. Frederick trying to end Denver North's season. The starters have checked pretty much back in the game. Just moments away from hopefully coming away with their first home win of the year.
Yeah, most of these starters that you're seeing are ones who had big names and big opportunities in the first half and thus forth further beyond that. So I think there will be some big named plays.
Morales dishes it back. That's Salgado who finds Diaz once again. She's their big playmaker. They're going to run the offense through her. Salgado with it. Back up. The drive, layup, no good. Rebound, no good.
Oof, they are struggling with these rebounds. They can get it.
Dishes
See,
it
I
right
just need to
back
stop
up.
talking at this point.
You keep jinxing it, but
I know.
that shot falls.
This is probably like the third or fourth time that's happened.
Gardner wide open under the rack. Another one. Timeout called. We already heard of his name once. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, Greg Zadel, Zadel Realty. He's your community center go-to person. Greg is a local realtor and broker who's been selling homes in the Carbon Valley area since 1980, an active supporter of the community, FHS, and a proud partner of Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. If you need a realtor with a deep knowledge of the market, Greg Zadel is a great choice. Watch his monthly real estate article in the Consumer Report or email him greg@ZadelRealty.com. Greg Zadel and Zadel Realty, your community-centered realtor. It's Frederick. 7:10 to go. It's a lot closer than
we anticipated.
Could
Yeah.
be. Yeah, it could be.
My final score prediction was what, 41-35. So they've surpassed that, but who knows?
It's getting to
it was
that
close.
time.
You know.
11-point lead still for Frederick. As here comes Denver North. Miscommunication on the pass. This is where the fatigue's going to start settling in. That's going to go right off the hands of Denver North. Inbound coming up for Frederick. Frederick yet to make a three-pointer tonight. They've had chances too, but they just can't seem to find it.
Frederick, though, struggling to get, I mean, they're stuck in the same rhythm. Frederick's starting to look sort of like how Denver North looked in the first half, which it's not a compliment. No offense, Denver North, but it was a struggle in the beginning. It was a big struggle.
Trying to jack up some shots. That shot won't even get a chance to go up. Inbound coming up for Frederick Gallegos. Here's Kukendo, we'll check it in. Here's Salisbury. Trying to find some momentum. Finds Wittler. Zoe driving, right-handed. Jump step, shot up, a lot of contact. Cannot get the shot to fall. Here comes Denver North. It's Diaz. Knowing she's gonna have to make some big plays.
She is. Those cutbacks that were clean.
There's Kukendo, covered by Gallegos.
Now it's just about, can Frederick's defense step up to what Denver North has been able to do whenever they gain momentum?
Salgado driving. Foul coming up. Should be heading to the line once again to shoot a few. Shoot a pair at that. Just a reminder that our broadcast is brought to you in part by United Power. At United Power, we're proud partners of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network, proud to power our local sports and local schools. United Power, your local touchstone cooperative. Salgado, who haven't seen much of in this game, checking in, trying to get her free throws, trying to get some points up for her. Late stages of the fourth, Frederick is up. The crowd's not out of it though. They're still in it, trying to keep this team at a point where we're in the lead. It is playoff basketball, so everything matters. Free throw's good.
43-33, a 10-point difference. This is about the consistent lead that they've kept. But, I mean, in these late stages of this game, with exactly 6 minutes left in this fourth quarter, this will not be an easy feat, I think. To manage this lead. They're nurturing a very small lead, and I think they realize that, as now it's cut back down to 9. Anything under, I think, 5 points is really where you have to start to worry about how you're going to regain the momentum that you needed.
Jima pump fakes to 3, down to Gardner. Foul called, and one coming up for Kaylee Gardner. She's heading back to the line. She's missed a few tonight.
Gardner counting those points. 45-34, an 11-point difference. I mentioned the whole 5-point thing. I think the 5-point rule is good. If they're within 5 points of your lead, you got to start to buckle down and worry a little bit. But right now, 11 points, you're sitting at a sustainable lead with a little under 6 minutes left.
Gardner drills it back to 12. Really's been, like you said, the most sustained lead of the night. Here comes Denver North. Diaz frustrated with her team, trying to get the ball to her. Left drive, out of the corner. Denver North got to be careful, cannot force too many shots right now. Diaz covered by Wittler. That ball's chucked back up to the midline. 5:18 to go. And possibly Denver North season. Jima with the steal. Layup. 2. Easy.
It's like she read it from a mile away, straight out the handbook. 48-34.
As she crosses the line, that's going to be a costly turnover. Frederick retains possession.
Frederick, we mentioned this whole momentum element. Still with, looks like 5 minutes, a little over 5 minutes left.
14-point lead.
This lead is really what they need in order to keep this game, for them at least, alive. And this season, as this might be their first secured victory
Kaylee
in the
Gardner,
playoffs.
big center, the woman in the trenches. Easy 2 for her. You got to be a little more physical than that.
She's proven her physical element, especially right underneath that basket. Underneath that basket is really, I mean, Denver North's, I think, soft spot. Like, they struggle.
That's where a lot of their points have come from. Diaz shot up, no good. Stanton comes down with it. She just loses the dribble, stays Frederick ball. Little under 4:45 to go. Gallegos, you can feel it in the building. The crowd is on their feet. The energy is high. Frederick looking to hopefully keep advancing. Jima, another easy 2.
Making it look easy, as you put it, 52-34. I think if they can keep this momentum going, as Wittler with a steal, they pretty much have this playoff victory secured in the bag.
Another one for Gabby Jima.
Jima, I think, honestly, I'm torn for player of the game between Wittler and how she started the momentum, and I think Jima, honestly, I think I'm leaning towards her for this player of the game. I mean, back to back to back, you got Wittler with multiple steals back to back, and this repetitive nature of they're giving Gabby Jima this opportunity with nobody around to just score.
Minute left on this timeout. Gabby Jima, like you said, back to back to back, easy drives, easy cuts to the basket. Giving Frederick a little rundown right now. The 2024 Frederick High School Yearbook staff is excited to capture the memories and moments of the 2023-24 school year. Please make sure that your FHS memories last forever by purchasing a 2024 yearbook. Prices will increase throughout the year, and yearbooks have sold out the last 2 years. So buy your yearbook now. Frederick back to, I believe, a 20-point lead now. It's like you say.
54-34, you are correct. That is a 20-point lead.
It's looking good for Frederick.
This is exactly the momentum shift that they needed.
Not going to jinx it, but there's still a lot. There's still a good 4-ish minutes to go. There's a lot of time left. Don't count Denver North out. We have seen many times this game they're willing to fight back.
They are. Diaz, if she can put together that sharpshooter 3 that we saw earlier, that might be a real threat for Frederick. As you said, 4 minutes, that's plenty of time.
Just keep pulling the shots. They gotta be good looking shots though. You gotta have the open looks that you need. Diaz, 3. No good that time. Stanton could not come down with it.
Wasn't exactly the most clean shot I've seen from her either. She planted the feet, but it was almost like she overshot. Like she looked at it and kind of overanalyzed it.
She was willing to pull it, which is something they need right now. Great drive there from Diaz. Driving to the rack, gets the 2 to go. Trying to cut this lead. It's 18. Wittler tries to do the similar thing, but could not get it. It'll be out of bounds on Diaz. Like you said, it's kind of between Jima and Wittler. You can make an argument for Gallegos in there a little bit. She had a pretty decent run in the first, second quarter. Kind of slowed down. That's kind of been Wittler's game right now. Jima been stepping it up big time. And like we said this last time, she was stepping up big time in the absence of Wittler.
Yes. 3rd time's the charm. All good.
Too amped up here. It's too hype.
I know. Well, and it's sweaty up here too.
It's hot in this gym. 3:20 to go. Jima finds Wittler. Finds Jima once again. High key, too. Yes! Gabby Jima again.
Jima, there's nothing she can't do as Stanton takes a little tumble.
Which sets up that shot chance. No good. Stanton takes the drive, finding Wittler. To slow it down.
Jima in the corner. They finally noticed. Started guarding her.
Gotta be careful leaving her open like that. Jima at the top of the working it. Finds Wittler. Little miscommunication on the pass.
Yeah, sort of a high ball to the left.
As Frederick's just trying to waste clock right now.
They're doing a great job too. As Denver North, they're pressing the defense, but just enough to where it's giving Frederick these opportunities to find these shots and just waste this clock. As not only are they winding away the clock, but they're also extending the lead.
Kaylee Gardner under the rack again. Like we said, she will make those plays, and that's really what has happened. As clock is ticking on Denver North's season. Another three there, though. Good. Cuts to 19. Still a lot of ground to cover if you're Denver North to get back in this game. 2:17 to go. It's looking to be a rough one for Denver North. But like we said, they are similar teams, same record, same points per game.
We did mention the difference in schedule, though, yeah.
Not really the same team. Frederick had to fight some harder teams. Wittler, she's got eyes everywhere.
I mean, that was beautiful. You couldn't have said it better. Eyes everywhere. There was no way she should have been able to anticipate where Gardner was.
Right now, Denver North just trying to jack up a three or something. Trying to get them back in this game. A lot of contact. She goes up. Shot no good. Free throws coming up.
1:40 left to go. 58-39. This lead, not something to scoff at. An impressive feat by Frederick.
As the game is almost winding down to being nearly over. Stapp Interstate Toyota believes that communities are better when they work together for the greater good. That's why Stapp Interstate Toyota is proud supporters of the students of Frederick High School, the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Brian and the team at Stapp are your source for new Toyotas, used cars in Frederick, and are the official car dealership of Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Stop by their dealership off I-25. Thank them for their support and tell them GEBN sent you. As we hear the roars of thunderous applause.
Thunderous applause, I like that. That's good.
Nice. Frederick starters subbing out. Swingers coming on now. Or a few of the players that played a little bit in the game didn't get much.
Looks like Horns in the game.
Howard's in the game.
Hansen, Rickman, Rivera, Pack.
As the crowd getting one of the buses. Shot.
Denver North is stunned. They are silent.
Finds Hansen. Back to Pack. As it's looking to be pretty much.
Looks like
the end.
Hansen went to call a timeout. Coach Hansen went to call a timeout. Looks like
foul first.
Yep. I think he anticipated it too, which is something that, you know, probably helped him win that best coach of the league. I mean, you think about it. If you can anticipate what's coming and then realize, oh, hey, I got to take a timeout before it's too late, which in that case, luck wasn't on his side, but that really just goes to show how great of a coach Coach Hansen is, that he's pretty much a player of his own on the court.
Diaz subs out. Look kind of distraught on her face. You know, this is the one part of sports that's hard. Your team's gonna win it, but you gotta feel it for the other team a little bit. They played their butts off. It was a great game. So at the end there, Frederick just turned it up to another level and have really found a way to just excel this game. Hansen, Rivera. I think they're just trying to really run down the clock. Howard can't get it to go. Somehow ball finds Rickman, finds Hansen. Frederick playoff basketball, though, is not over. The boys will be at Skyline tomorrow, which, again, should be a good game for the boys. About 30 seconds to go. As Frederick knows it, the crowd knows it.
They anticipated this.
Frederick's moving on in about 20 seconds.
I mean, what a sensational feeling to win at home. And I mean, it went from a harrowing game of, a few point difference, and then it bumped to 10, then 12, then all
20.
of a sudden you have a 58, 39, 19-point difference that'll finish your game off.
There is the buzzer, as it is all over, folks. Frederick will advance. And I mean, possibly, depending on how the next game goes, we might see him again here. As the season for Denver North, a remarkable season, just can't seem to close out the win.
Yeah, props to Denver North. Had an incredible season, just as good a season as your Golden Eagles, but just couldn't finish it off. And Frederick with a resounding no to Denver North's attacks.
An amazing performance by pretty much this entire team, as we will send it down to the floor with Justin. Justin.
Thanks, Ian. Riley, amazing game. How does it feel to win a playoff game?
It feels great. We've worked so hard for this the whole season, and we put our minds to it since the beginning of the year. It feels great.
How does it feel? How do you think your team did?
I think we had some hard parts in the game, but other than that, I think we did well.
Thank you so much. Back to you, Ian.
Thank you, Justin. Tonight's broadcast of the playoff girls basketball is FHS has been brought to you by the Town and Career students here on GEBN, the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. I've been sophomore Ian MacHendre, alongside sophomore Carly Evans, our director and associate producer of GEBN is junior Chloe Gould. Our camera operators are freshman Ethan DeLear and Micah Sagaputelli. Our producer down on the sideline is freshman Isaiah Shue. Our production assistants are freshman Griffin Baldwin and Austin Gibbs. The third member of our team down on the sideline is freshman Justin Pankoff. Mr. Varsity is GEBN's advisor. We'll be right back here on Thursday night for our combined choir concerts. Be sure you are following FHS GEBN on X, Instagram for the updates for any potential postseason basketball broadcasts or the upcoming announcements of our spring schedule. Until then, for everyone at FHS, I'm Ian MacHendre, and you've been watching the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.